All right, testing, testing. I think we're back. Yes, we're back. Okay, for anyone confused, this is a second stream from the previous stream because we just crashed, but we should be back now. Uh, yes, Aroy, Loki won. Apologies for not getting this on there. The way the last one ended, two interactions happened that were missed at the end, as far as I can tell. Loki attacked with a Baldur's Downfall, 4 value red trick, defended by I want to say, a momentous shift, dealing 1 damage to Bigfoot and giving him another trick. Bigfoot, I believe, ran away and then got hit with a Ragnarok lethal into a 4 value block. So yes, Monte and Loki got the game 1 win. But I apologize for the way the last one ended. Looks like we should be getting Houdini versus someone. Yo, welcome Cosmic Zap, saying go Monty. That seems to be the trend in the chat here. Very good first game. Should be getting Houdini probably versus Shredder, but it looks like there's no move to get rid of Bigfoot, so we might get Houdini Bigfoot first. Would be interesting to me. I would think normally you'd want to play Shredder first, but it looks like we're getting Houdini Bigfoot. We're saying playing Bigfoot would be a big mistake. I would think that's not the approach I would take. No, mainly because you are more likely to be able to win Bigfoot Houdini with Houdini's advantage than you are to win Shredder Houdini with Houdini's advantage. You want to play your worst matchup when you have the advantage, which right now Chennai does. That is the general thinking on it. Now, it looks pretty much guaranteed now we're getting Bigfoot Houdini. So, interesting approach. If he feels very good about Shredder Houdini for some reason, then yes. I guess it doesn't make a huge difference. I do think in this case it does make a huge difference though, because I don't think Shredder is like winning dominantly into Houdini. At least not nearly as dominantly as I would think Bigfoot is. But that's just been my experience. It's very possible Chennai knows something I don't. Okay, we're going to hope we get through this game without any technical difficulties. I sincerely apologize for them. I'll do everything I can to get that fixed for some later streams, because we've got more on the way. And yeah, Houdini going first here because Bigfoot went with map, it looks like. And Bigfoot will keep the opening hand. Still waiting to see if Monte keeps or mulligans. Made us wait last time. Let's see if he does again. Question mark? Houdini, it matters more than I think some other fighters. When Houdini keeps, it's pretty scary, especially from the one. Usually that means he's got, say, set the stage in hand. a scheme card he can boost with to look at the opponent's hand and rip out a defense card. Or rip out any card, but it tends to be ripping out your best defense and then hitting you with some 9 value attack. So looks like Houdini said keep. And yeah, okay, we just had a little bit of lag. Yes, Houdini kept maneuver boost with set the stage, the exact card that was mentioned. Yay me, I guess. I don't know. Houdini will likely go next to Bigfoot and try to attack. Interesting, Bigfoot as a regroup, which is not really a defense. Monte shift is not really a defense. Does have a skirmish, which is in all likelihood what's going to be defended with here, and a log in hand. And if you're Houdini here, a lot of options. Yo, Eels, welcome to the chat. Glad you're catching this stream now. Hopefully missing the technical difficulties of before. Okay, yeah, and Houdini going to attack, knowing Bigfoot's hand. I mean, it's Bigfoot. I feel like you just have to block with skirmish. It kind of sucks because you know Houdini knows you're blocking with the skirmish, but I don't think you can get away with a mind game here. Blocking with shift just feels awful. Blocking with regroup is kind of conceding. If you block with the log, you get thrown out because that's not allowed. And blocking with skirmish, yeah, I just think you have to do it. And you're not going to take. Taking is a mistake into Houdini. So yeah, we do get skirmish, and it is big reveal. Ooh, okay. Houdini had an incredible hand. Wow, that's a 6 and still a card left to boost with. That's a 9. That is a 9. Okay, so 5 damage to Bigfoot. And if you're Houdini, you get to keep one of those cards. Tough between the scheme and the defense. Maybe keep the scheme because it gets you draw pressure, and it's still another boost 4. So yeah, looks like that's exactly what Monte will do. And yeah, 5 damage out the gate. Very nice for Houdini. And that is the danger of Houdini going first. No matter who you are, I don't care what fighter you have, no matter how much of a Houdini counter you supposedly are, if Houdini's going first and Houdini has the perfect hand, Houdini can win anything. Or at least just about anything. And Bigfoot attacks and it's taken by Houdini and it's the regroup. That's an insane call, knowing the 6 is in hand. Wow. What a call out. Or just doesn't have defense. There's always that. An amazing call out and had no choice because he didn't have defense. It's always possible. And it's another regroup. No way. No way. Bigfoot with a log in hand regroups into regroups, draws 4 because Houdini takes both of them, but Houdini gets away with only taking 2 damage. Wow. That's insane. Wow. So either Monte with some of the most gutsy callouts I've probably ever seen, or he just doesn't have defense and Chni gets strong. Or right, to be honest. I mean, drawing 4 cards is not bad. Not quite 6 damage, but you'll take it. I think you would take the 6. But wow, what a what a sequence. Yo, Tiger Star, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, wow. Wow is the word that I would use to describe everything that just happened. And yeah, Houdini gonna maneuver first action. I mean, you can just kind of walk away from Bigfoot. No real need to get fancy with it. I mean, shoot, you kind of, I mean, you dealt a 9 into a 4 and then just kind of walked away unscathed. I mean, wow. Certainly not by any means over for either side here. This is still very much a game, but kind of one of the craziest starts to a game that I've seen in a little bit of time here, at least in a tournament match. And Bigfoot maneuvering and boosting with the crash of the trees. Nice positioning there to not be adjacent to Houdini after the end of the turn, ideally, but Houdini does have a lot of defensive movement. And Houdini takes again, and this time it is the 6. Okay, wow. Now I think Houdini is definitely does not have defense. Or was trying to call out a third regroup. That would have been absurd. Would have had to check if the PayPal transaction went through because wow. But yeah, there is a log into defenseless Houdini. I mean, if you have set the stage, maneuver boost with it here could be nasty. I mean, one of the cards in Bigfoot's hand's a momentous shift, but which is not a great defense. The other three, I mean, it could be all good defenses, but odds are there's at least one attack card in there, or scheme or something, and could make Bigfoot pay a little bit. But you also don't have to boost to go and attack Bigfoot, and also not even adjacent to him. If you go to the solid blue zone, just above Bigfoot to the left. Although, of course, Bigfoot has a lot of defensive movement as well, so might be able to get back to Houdini. And if Houdini really doesn't have defense, it's a bit interesting. Okay, he'll boost with the flourish, so just for extra draw there, and now can go anywhere. And sending Bess in. Okay, Bess can throw flourishes as well, so not bad at all. Bess can throw quite a bit. I think sometimes she's a little bit undervalued because, I mean, Houdini doesn't need Bess. The only real card that needs her is the swap. Everything else is fine. You're never really playing Set the Stage or the other purple 3. Usually you're just boosting with them. But Bess is nice. In matches like Tomoe, she's really useful. And okay, we have, yeah, for my next trick, fainted by Bigfoot. So good interaction there. For Bigfoot, not the worst for Houdini either. I mean, faint is just good into Houdini most times. But at least it's not a feint going into, say, a big reveal or a flourish or any of your really, really big attacks. It's sort of your bait attack in the deck. And not getting rid of any of your one value reds. Misdirection or no, that's the feint. I don't remember the name of that card. Keep wanting to say looking for trouble because my brain's on Loki. But let's see what Bigfoot decides to do here. 3 cards in hand. A little bit of options. I mean, you can go smack Bess. There's a chance Houdini just takes and Bess dies. There's also a chance he defends with the swap if you maneuver and attack Bess. to swap them in. Sleight of hand. Thank you, Aroy. And oh no, we are having more interesting difficulties. Yeah, yeah, we are. Hopefully the stream will not crash again, guys. I honestly don't know if it's like a internet connection issue or if it's a Vorpal issue. It sounds like it's an internet connection issue since my stream crashed last time. Uh, let's hope we get connected here shortly. Man, anyone else ever have these issues with either Vorpal or if you're a streamer with streaming on Vorpal? I don't usually have these issues with tabletop. Uh, yeah, I have nothing really to say other than an apology. All right, technical difficulties going on. Um, we're gonna try to make our way back to this game as quickly as possible. Um, so far, kind of a wild one. Uh, Houdini hitting a god tier opening hand, then taking two regroups, then taking a log. Pretty wild game too. Hopefully, we are about to be back in. Um, yeah, I apologize for the pretty significant interruptions to this one, but we're getting there. In theory, if Bigfoot wins this game, we have game three. Shredder Houdini, which would be with Houdini's advantage and Monte's advantage playing Houdini. Um, I think would be Houdini favored, but perhaps there's a chance for Shredder. If he gets the right hand, he can do some things. Hey, thanks, Eels. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to do about these tech issues. Seem to be plaguing my streams. Simple solution says for upgraded tech, but in theory everything should be fine. So I'll definitely get back to the drawing board a little bit and maybe do some testing to see why this is happening. I think it's a connection issue as of late, considering the stream dying in the midst of this one. Um, Maybe using a different browser for Vorpal. I'm currently using Chrome. That might change things. Um, but no, truthfully, I just apologize for people trying to tune in to see this game and see these two players play some competitive unmatched and are met with a blank screen and my lousy commentary over said blank screen. Um, but we're getting there. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I've refreshed this page probably 4 times now, trying to let it sit, but it's not really doing much. I don't want to end the stream in case it does come back up and we can catch some more of the game. Um, but yeah, stream sometimes stutters for you. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not sure if it's a connection issue or not. I've done most of my streams from the same location, so maybe I'll try a different location. Um, might have better connection. I mean, I thought the connection would be fine here, but appears that could be the problem. Okay, maybe we're getting there. It's making a tiny bit of progress. I guess in the meantime, we can talk Spring of Myths. How are you guys feeling about it? How many of you guys have played your matches yet? I've seen a few of them coming in. What are we thinking the meta looks like? I mean, obviously, characters like Medusa, I think, are going to be uh, pretty early bans, but maybe some of those guys in like the mid tier might get more play. I mean, we're seeing Houdini here. Um, Definitely a character I think is up towards the top of the list. Wonder if any of the new characters will be up there. John, George, Wyatt. I kind of doubt Rosie will be. As much as I do love playing her, um, can't say I expect her to be the most meta relevant character. Return of Luke Cage, pretty exciting. I think it's a better roster for Yananga than it was for Winter Champions. T-Rex back as well in competitive play, which I think is pretty cool. Pretty good for the game. Eel is not playing this tournament, but I'm kind of happy I don't have to face Medusa, Houdini, Raph, etc. Yeah, yeah. There's some pretty heavy hitters in this one. Pretty, let's say, I don't want to say not fun to play against, but definitely ones that make you regret playing against them. Um, Raph still being here is pretty scary. I did forget to mention that. Uh, yeah, Dusa, Houdini, those guys are always going to be at the tops. I think Bigfoot, Yananga, a lot of those fighters are very, very good here. Yeah, welcome back, Aroy, to the lovely stream where we now discuss. I have no idea if you guys are still here. You're still here. The stream is not dead. Oh, that's amazing. Just got another notification about OBS crashing and not crashing. Yeah, this is tough, y'all. Oh, are we back? I don't want to be one of those streamers, but chat, are we back? I think we're almost back. Finally, I see things that are moving. Eel saying, yeah, Yananga does look much stronger than this. Yeah. I just think, like, without Sinbad and without some of her usual, like, tools to deal with her, she's going to have much more of a place. If the game's over, that'll be devastating. I don't think it's over, guys. We still have a game. I'm so sorry that we missed most of it, but we have a game. Okay. Houdini knows 4 cards in Bigfoot's hand. Momentous Shift, Regroup, Imagination, and a Log. Houdini's at 2 HP. Bigfoot's at 5. Deck counts at 12 for Houdini, 11 for Bigfoot. Bigfoot outdrawing Houdini. But only 5 HP for Bigfoot. I mean, And still a big reveal left. Both imaginations gone. 2 out of the 3 feints gone. Both action gains gone. Interesting. One of the misdirections is gone. Houdini, but only one misdirection is gone. So Houdini is 4 damage guaranteed. A flourish, I think, is guaranteed lethal. Houdini might pull this out. How many horns? Great question. 3 horns. Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. Houdini might be cooked. 3 horns left. It appears. Unless I'm missing anything over here. Three horns left. So if you're Houdini, you act now. I think that might be what Monty's trying to calculate. Is there a way to get big, hit Bigfoot, not be in Horn's range or something? I just don't think that's possible. If Bigfoot doesn't have a cancel, you kind of have to play around that. I mean, he's only got 1 feint left, and it might not be in hand. If he doesn't have a cancel, then... And you do have big reveal. That's another little bit of a question mark. Then you can go in and do some work. Can you get 5 damage? That is the question. You might have to do it this turn. The mistake would be if Bigfoot attacks after that instead of, because you could play the revive. Also worth noting, if he has that, can boost with it for healing. Looks like Houdini still has 2 of those left. Blue 2-value defense, when boosted with, can heal Houdini. All part of the show, I think, is the name. Not boosting with that, instead boosting with a Vanishing Act. Interesting. No boost effect. Just going in. And attacking Bigfoot. So going next to Jackalope, but attacking Bigfoot. And Bigfoot does have a feint. Sad days for Houdini, I think. Only 2 cards left in hand. I mean, if you have a Horns, it's GG's. And will Bigfoot play a Horns? Yes, it will. Okay, and Houdini had like a very defensive hand. Just didn't have the right defensive hand to boost with and heal. So catching the tail end of this one, looks like Houdini almost had a chance here. But Bigfoot does scrape out the win after a really bonkers start. And we're going to assume it was a very boring and, not interesting middle game. That we didn't miss anything. With all respect to the players, of course. But yeah, we are so back. We are so back. Yeah, last misdirection was on the bottom. Or one of the 2 misdirections, I guess, left was on the bottom of the deck. Tough for Houdini. Alright, and game 3 will be Houdini versus Shredder. Monte with Houdini, Chni with Shredder. Winner take all. It's not exactly finals, it's group stage, but winner take the win of the match. And it will be Houdini's advantage. Probably position advantage, I would think. I don't think you really care about map here as Houdini, not nearly as much as you do care about going first. and just going ham. Because when you can do what he did to Bigfoot at the start of this one, boosting with a set the stage, ripping out a cancel, blasting with a 9 into a 4 value block. Well, fun fact, Shredder doesn't have a 4 value block if you're adjacent to him. He has a few things that can stop that: feints, of course, and anti value shift in his disrupting strike. But if you boost and you get rid of one of those, he's blocking for a 3 at best. And sometimes a 2, and also sometimes a suboptimal 2 with, like, if you force him to block with healing, he's probably just going to take it instead. The Masterful Defense, that is. So, big opportunity early for Houdini to just blow up Shredder and just keep hammering him. Important thing for Shredder will be being able to handle the boostables, so not getting your best defenses ripped out by set the stage. So you're hoping for a late version of that and lining up, say, your disrupting strike into a flourish or a big reveal. Why did he take Bigfoot, by the way? Shredder with Houdini position would be hard. Yeah, I think A-Roy mentioned that as well, being a questionable decision. I'm sure there's a thinking behind it for Chennai, but not what I would have done, not what A-Roy seems like he would have done, and sounds like not what you would have done, Exile, because, yeah, I think you're putting yourself in a much more difficult position as Shredder with Houdini position than you are the other way around. Also, seems like Bigfoot took map, not position, in this one. So, if he had taken Shredder, I wonder if he would have also gone map instead of position. Let's see what we've got going on. I mean, if you're Houdini, basically only a few spots you don't really want to go. You just don't want to give Shredder, like, one of his best maps with a ton of connections. Other than that, not sure if there's a ton of other considerations. You're going to be able to teleport around the map and hit him. And that's really what you want to do, is just put on that aggression. Okay, banning White House and Alamo. Okay, so not going to a new map. That's what Monte's deciding here. Um, go to somewhere. Oh, maybe changing his mind. I don't think this is the most consequential map bans that we've seen. I think more important will be what these guys' starting hands look like. So yeah, Monte taking his time, thinking over what he wants to ban. I mean, maybe there's a world you ban the item maps, I suppose. Since as Houdini you're going to be approaching Shredder, I mean, not really the best. Especially like Sanctum's item, the scheme, being able to play one from your deck. If you have one of your action game schemes, you can play the other one as a free action. It's not really a free action, but you know what I mean? Like, it's still one action total, but it is nice. You get to scheme, token scheme, gain a bunch of actions as Shredder there. And yeah, Monty will go with the item map bans. Maybe listening to the stream? No, definitely not. But I think that makes sense. Oh, maybe he's really debating. I don't know. Or maybe he's just checking. Now, as Shredder, you go anywhere that has a lot of connections, I think, and that's kind of the extent of what you want. Perhaps there's a bit more to it than that, but your goal as Shredder is survive and then combo turn, and that's not super dependent on the map outside of the connections against a melee fighter like Houdini who can teleport everywhere. Okay. Looks like we're having a map choice. That's what I'm choosing to believe this refreshes 4. And not this thing crashing for the, like, 3rd time today. No, this should be for the map. I mean, decent options might be something like New York. I think Point Pleasant, decent amount of connections. I think White House is pretty decent, but I don't know yet. Monastery has a lot of connections. You don't want to go Soho. That one is maximum 3 connections. I think one of Shredder's worst maps because of that. Also, it's a good ranged map, and it doesn't really matter in this match, but in other matches, it's annoying for him. I think I would stay away from Santa's. There's some interesting things you can do with the conveyor belt, but I think more often than not, it's going to hurt Shredder rather than help him. Don't really know about Alamo. I think there's a good amount of connections there, so I think you could go it. Some decent options there. Don't really think I'd go Venice for any reason. That you can get pinned. And I will say, Shredder does not want to be pinned either. Okay. There we go. In theory, we should have a map here sooner. Let's see what we're going with. Oh, and Monte adding some extra stuff to his name. Monte, this episode, Shredder's Vanishing Act. Looks like he's got plans as Houdini to make Shredder disappear. anyone in the chat play this match a ton? I've played it once or twice and it felt very good for Houdini, but for as little as they are worth, I did see the stats on this say it's Shredder favored on like 4 matches. I don't really buy that, but I do see some logic in the idea that Houdini doesn't really have an answer to a like 11 value attack other than his revive. But I felt this was pretty decent for Houdini. Okay, Fairland Forest. Houdini, of course, going first, because why else do you play Houdini if not to go first? And the big moment of truth will be, does Houdini keep his hand? If he does, Shredder might be about to get packed up. If he doesn't and he mulligans, then we've got very likely a little bit of a game here. And of course, it's not over just because Houdini keeps. It's a little bit more complicated than that, a little more nuanced. But I think also important, does Shredder keep or mulligan here as well? What does he have? Both of these characters pretty draw dependent in terms of what they have for starting hands. And what they get in their first, I'd say, 10 cards matters quite a bit for how their games go. Shredder less so in some matches, but in this match I think it does matter what he gets early. Does he get enough defenses to survive? Does he get good defenses to survive? And does he get any of his pieces that he needs to his combo turn? And for anyone out there who's wondered why you do keep mulligans simultaneously, I think it doesn't change too much. This match absolutely would change things. If I see Houdini keeps his hand, I'm expecting a little bit of ripping out cards, so I might want to mulligan a Shredder if I have my good cards early, so they don't get taken away from me. Versus if I see a mulligan, I'm not as worried. Let's see what we got going on. Keep from Shredder, mulligan from Houdini. Pretty good for Shredder. He's got a hand he likes. Houdini doesn't. Of course, mulligan doesn't mean he's going to have a bad hand early. He could draw into something amazing, but less of a chance, in theory. All right. We'll get Bess and Bebop and Rocksteady on the board, and we'll get into it, and hoping for a good game. More importantly than that for me, hoping that this stream does not crash again. This one should be a fun one. I think Houdini games are very fun to watch. I think they can be a little bit toxic to face Houdini at times, but I think they are pretty fun entertainment-wise. Sort of a battle here of new Cancer and Shredder versus old Cancer and Houdini. Maybe Cancer's a little bit too strong. I don't know. Some people really like Houdini. Some people really like Shredder, though, so everyone's got their own taste. Alright, Best just going to go hide in the corner, and let's see if Houdini wants to boost in and go hit Shredder, or is content with a little bit of double maneuver action. Looks like just going for the double maneuver. So no super early, like, full send. And curious why Houdini went where he did. Kind of letting Bebop kind of walk in and attack if he wanted to. I guess Houdini doesn't mind that. But it's been interesting. Of course, you don't have to maneuver boost to as Houdini every time, so maybe just hoping to maneuver into Shredder, but Usually he doesn't mind doing it either. Okay, and the Vanishing Act defense into a Savagery. Ooh, pushing Bebop into Shredder to hit him with the 1 damage. Nice little play there. And Houdini going in. Now's the question, what do you attack with? If you're Shredder, you kept, so Houdini probably expects a cancel here. Maybe you throw a 4 my next trick, because if it's canceled, it's not the worst thing that's canceled. Maybe you throw a 4. Could be decent. Could also, of course, have a Disrupting Strike in hand. That'd be a reason to keep as Shredder. Could just throw a random big reveal, I guess, but I don't love that. It is a Disrupting Strike, and it is into the 4. Okay. So, Shredder, interestingly enough, could boost and full block here, and Houdini can't really do anything about it. I mean, Houdini can always boost just for the effect. If he's got, say, gain in action, it's not the end of the world. Dealing 2 damage, but maybe that's not the time to use it. So, there's options. Looks like Monte is debating boosting here. And he will with the action gain. And attack again. Does Shredder have another good defense? We see a masterful defense. So actually a healing, 1 healing for Shredder, but that screams not much defense. At all, actually. Now if I'm Houdini, I am throwing a flourish. I am throwing a big reveal. I'm throwing something to put a little bit of damage, because Shredder might not have anything. I mean, you play a lot of things before that, I would think. Oh. Shredder with a little bit of mind games. So it is just a flourish, so the cancel still takes 1. In theory, I see it. I don't love it. You waste one of your healing defenses on 1 healing. And the cancel doesn't stop a big reveal. I don't know how I feel about that. Eel saying, yeah, Houdini smells blood? Definitely. 2 cards in hand. Shredder, I think, has probably no defenses in hand. So this could be interesting here. Yeah, you gotta run as Shredder. Obviously, can't really go anywhere. There's nowhere you can prevent Houdini from hitting you, but at least you could try to go somewhere that puts you in a decent position. And of course, you can't end adjacent to Houdini. You don't want to give him 2 attacks. Well, sometimes you don't even get 1 heal at all. Yeah, that's fair. That is very, very fair. I said I'm not sure how I feel about it. I think I wouldn't have done it myself, but I do see the vision. Getting 1 healing, it's alright. But I do think it's a sign of Shredder not having that many defenses. And Houdini taking it a little bit slow here. Not going in, just kind of taking his time. Just going to double maneuver and relax a little bit. I mean, Shredder could double maneuver, go right back to the nest. Not a terrible idea. As Shredder, you're just trying to get time. And as Houdini, you're trying to take away that time. Shredder might just be content to stay there. I would maybe put Bebop in the nests that you're trying to build. Um, but this way does kind of... It gives you options. It gives you options positionally. Doesn't quite force Bebop adjacent to Houdini either. Okay, Houdini will maneuver boost with a misdirection for 2 damage into Shredder. And not do the placement, it looks like, to get rid of Foot Soldier. And then just maneuver again. Okay. Just clearing out some Foot Soldiers, dancing around. Getting some damage into Shredder. Maybe he would have played it differently in this case, but this is why I would have liked to have Bebop in the nest, because then I could place a Foot Soldier and, keep making progress towards it. Now you got to put the Foot Soldiers somewhere else. I mean, you're building a nest now at 2, which is nice, but Houdini is a scary guy. Guess as Shredder, you debate if you want to boost and send Bebop in, or if you want to just overdraw discard. I think you're fine. Um, okay. Is he just playing it? I think he's... No, I think he's boosting with it. Yeah, he's boosting. Okay. For a moment, thought he was just playing the scheme as a pass. So it's like, I don't think that's what you do. No, but boosting in, sending Bebop in to go harass Houdini. I mean, it's a 4. Which one is it, though? It is another savagery. So 2 damage to Houdini and 1 more damage to Shredder. Very funny interactions there. Bebop and Rocksteady can't seem to keep their hands off Shredder. Avery saying Houdini seems to be chilling. Yeah. I mean, Shredder's not in a terrible spot, but I do like the spot for Houdini more. But it depends. I mean, if Shredder places, gets a good combo turn going with um, Bebop 4, but kind of difficult to do. see what Houdini decides to go with here. Oh. Monte did a little bit of a vanishing act there, but I think he's back. Shuffling up the hand a little bit. And we'll boost with set the stage. Okay, here we go. Houdini doing Houdini things and getting scary. And yeah, that's scary. One feint in hand, likely going to be ripped out by set the stage. You only have blank 2 and a 3 that gives Houdini an action. Well, if the discard 2 cards, he doesn't play a scheme, but Houdini might be okay with that if he just kills Shredder. The 5 is tempting to get rid of, but not really when you have a feint there. And such weak defenses, and of course the Bebop scheme is not super relevant as far as Houdini's concerned. I think you get rid of the perplexing tactics here every time. I mean, of course, you'd like to have a hand as Houdini, but I think either way you get rid of it and you attack. Yeah, getting rid of the cancel. And yep, sending Houdini in. Probably move best, yeah, just move best out of the immediate range of Bebop and you're good. Or not, just block off things. Could also work. To be honest, doesn't really matter a ton. Matters more for the defensive side to swap Houdini somewhere he's not going to be hit. And yeah, here we go. Does Houdini have a hand to kill Shredder? I think there are definitely hands here that Houdini could have that are just guaranteed lethals into Shredder no matter what he does. I haven't calculated any, but I mean, it seems very likely. All right, flourish into the all according to plan. See what Houdini decides to boost with. Now, if he does have a magician never reveals his secrets, this could get ugly really fast. But we will see. I mean, you probably boost here. I mean, you've got so many things that would be really nice to boost with. If nothing else, 3 damage is 3 damage, right? Like, and you know Shredder, yeah, he has 1/5, and that's an 8 value attack on the next turn, but he probably can't kill you as long as you keep 1 defense. You're probably fine. Even if you don't keep a defense, I don't know that he really can unless he top decks into something. And okay, boosting with the best action gain. So 2 actions left for Houdini. Yeah, this is starting to look pretty scary. Shredder only with a blank 2 in hand. Oh, and I think forgot to flip the card. Yeah, Houdini plays set the stage. Okay. So not an action, but does prevent the discard, does draw 3, and now attacking. So interesting choice there. Getting, you're not going to get another look at hand and discard, but you're preventing your own discard, and you're just trying to go for the kill here. Or at least put enough damage that it won't matter. Shredder does defend. It is just a flourish, but that could be pretty nasty, depending on what's boosted with here. It is a Grand Escape, so 4 damage into Shredder. Who's now sitting at 5 HP. It's a little bit cut off, but we still know Shredder has a Swarming Strike and a Back to Work in hand. And the thing is, if you attack with the Swarming Strike, it's not lethal even if Houdini takes. Now, of course, if Houdini takes, you're feeling great, but you're only down to 1 card, then you're maneuvering and you're probably just going to die. Unless you top deck a perfect defense. So you're kind of forced to double maneuver here to just get cards in hand. I mean, if you have the scheme, maybe you'd even play it just for draw. The action game scheme, I should say. The obedient subjects. But yeah, double maneuver from Shredder makes a lot of sense, and just going somewhere where he is not immediately getting attacked. But Houdini can maneuver and actually probably boost and not teleport to get rid of some foot soldiers, but also could always teleport and just hit Shredder. There's a chance Shredder drew no defense or drew like another not super important defense, and there's a misdirection boost, so 2 damage to Shredder. Down to 3 HP. Does he have a defense? He does have something. It's a Disrupting Strike. That's pretty decent. And to a swap. Interesting. Okay. Yo, no exhaustion damage. Welcome. Hopefully you're just tuning in and not haven't been watching the entire stream. But this is a good game. I've had a bit of technical difficulties earlier, but this one's been going well. Knock on wood or whatever. Interesting swap there from Houdini. So not next to Shredder. I mean, of course, it would be just a 6 effectively if he threw the 5, and I don't think he can really afford to because I think he needs defense. But would have been lethal if he took. Didn't have to, but burned a Disrupting Strike. Only has 2 feints left as well. And with 3 HP, I believe Flourish would be lethal? Flourish would be lethal if you had a misdirection, I mean. You maneuver boost with misdirection, drop Shredder down to 1, then Flourish is lethal. But to be fair, then a lot of things are lethal. Yep, Shredder double maneuvering. And we'll see what Monte decides to do here. Might just double maneuver. Just try to get through your deck a little bit, get some cards. Depends on what you have in hand. Depends on how confident you are in going in. And he will boost with the misdirection. And not go next to Shredder. Interesting. I mean, I assume the damage is 100% here to Shredder, yeah. Not going to Shredder, instead just maneuvering. And boosting with the heal. Yeah, now as soon as you, I mean, you only have one more flourish left in deck, but I mean, as soon as you get that, an illusion, uh, those are guaranteed lethals. Big reveal isn't because of feint, but into anything else is certainly lethal. See if there's anything Shredder can do. I mean, most of your foot soldiers are gone. Your best bet here is, I don't know, trying to build a nest ASAP. And I mean, you can guarantee the Bebop card now. You can guarantee you can summon 2 foot soldiers. But looking very, very dire for Shredder here, and very good for Houdini. Monte changing his color to red. Maybe looking for blood here? I don't know. I mean, if he has one of the lethal cards, you play it. If you don't, you just double maneuver. Shredder isn't all that scary right now. Or even a little bit scary, to be honest with you. And yeah, just playing the Magician to draw 2, gain an action just to draw as many cards as possible. Because once you get it, it's over. You get a Flourish, it's game. You get an Illusion, it's game. Uh, I think Illusion is game. I'd have to double check. Yeah, boosting with Sleight of Hand to clear a foot soldier, draw a card. And yeah, I mean, there's not really much Shredder here can do except kind of watch helplessly. Can gain 4 actions right now if he played both schemes. I don't think that's going to be enough to do much to Houdini, even if you got all the 5s. I mean, maybe if you got all of them, and you Bebop 4 into Bess. Houdini doesn't have a swap, doesn't have anything that's nice. I mean, maybe. But we will see if there's anything Shredder can do here. But looking very, very good for Monte here. Chni trying to think of what his outs are, and yeah, I mean, I think it is, if you have action gain schemes, playing them and attacking Bess with the 4 to bring some more foot soldiers in. But I wouldn't just attack with the 4 if you don't have it. Also funny if he attacks Houdini, but he can't. Okay. If Bess could play Vanishing Act, then it would be very interesting. Okay, Shredder will gain 2 actions with one of the schemes. Three actions left for Shredder. No, 2 actions left for Shredder. He maneuvered first. And he's still maneuvering, so only 1 action left. I mean, I won't call the game over, but I will say that if Shredder is able to pull off a win somehow in this spot, I would be very, very impressed. Because, yeah, it feels like a very good spot for Houdini. I mean, feels like it is a very good spot for Houdini. 12 to 1 and plenty of damage left. Yeah, and his gruff escort taken by Bess, down to 1 HP. Couple of foot soldiers we brought onto the board. But now it's Houdini's turn. And, I mean, odds are he's found a lethal. I mean, boosts to heal. He's only got 4 cards left in deck. He has to have something, I think, at this point. Flourish can even be thrown here by Bess, which it might be. I mean, you don't throw anything that isn't lethal here because of the healing threat for Masterful Defense, so I expect this is a Flourish. Yep, and that's game. Houdini takes it. With max health, too. Very, very clean victory for Houdini, and that'll be Monte taking the set 2-1 over Chni. Wins with Loki over Bigfoot and Houdini over Shredder. Chni getting the win with Bigfoot into Houdini. Very good match from both these players. Fun game, fun games. Glad we got to see this one all the way through. And yeah, I just don't see a world Shredder does very well into Houdini here at all. I think Chennai might have made a mistake by going with Bigfoot in game 2. I'd be curious to know what his logic is with that. But decided to go with Bigfoot with advantage and play Shredder into Houdini's advantage instead of the other way around. And I don't know if that cost him the match because it depends if you can win Shredder Houdini even with advantage. But I do think it made life more difficult than it probably had to be. But that's just my take on it. I think they both played the games very well. Really, really clean game here for Monte with Houdini. Very funny stuff in game 2 with Monte's Houdini taking not 1, but 2 regroups while Bigfoot had a log in hand. And game 1 was very interesting, back and forth, little Loki Bigfoot style game. Fun ones. Thank you guys for those of you who have stuck it through the entirety of this stream. It has been a little bit of a tough ride to get here. Definitely work on some of the technical issues that have happened in this one moving forward. But yeah, fun games. Congratulations to Monte for taking this one. Commiserations to Chennai. Best of luck to both of them for the rest of this tournament, and best of luck to any of you guys who are also in Spring Emits. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll end the stream here. I'll see y'all next time.